My name is Mark Okoye, and I'm the Managing Director of the Southeast Development Commission. We've been in office for about 104 days, given that we were inaugurated on February 11th this year. And in that time, this was really a briefing for me to give him an update on what we've done and what we've been able to achieve in the last 100 days. And it spent about 25 minutes of those really taking him through the strategic vision, what we intend to achieve as an organization, how we intend to mainstream the Renewed Hope agenda, and also the amount of stakeholder engagements that we've done, both with state actors and non-state actors. He was quite pleased to understand the level of work that we've gone through in that time, having a clear strategic direction, our vision, mission, our objectives, and then obviously in terms of building the right alliances and identifying the right partnerships for collaboration within the government, so other federal government agencies, the National Assembly, the SEDC committee, getting them to buy into the one unified vision for the organization. It was also an opportunity to let him understand and brief him, give him the briefing on how we're mainstreaming a lot of the work we're doing and how that alignment to the 8 priorities of the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government and also the Renewed Hope Agenda Manifesto.
Right, it's good you have all of these structures in place, but what specifically would you say your own administration down there will be looking at bringing on the table for the people of the Southeast in terms of development, infrastructure and all of that?
No, fantastic. That's a good question. I think we have broadly around 7 to 8 major programs. One of them is the Southeast Security Intervention Program, where we'll be working closely with the host governments to see how we can support for a more secure Southeast. Because only when there's improved security, then you can start layering on development and investment and economic opportunities for then young people. The second is which Mr. President quite liked a lot, was the agro development program, where we aim to develop over 50,000 hectares of land over the next 4 years. The third is the Southeast Regional Economic and Industrialization Program. All the 5 states have aspirations for free trade zones and special economic zones. So his directive was for us to see how we can leverage the SEDC to support those special economic zones with infrastructure that opens it up so that we start having centralized facilities that people can use to site new industries rather than building it in the villages. And the fourth and the fifth is the venture capital program, where we'll be building innovation hubs across universities and then obviously doing accelerator programs and working with the private sector to raise venture capital funds to create pay stacks and flutter waves in different parts of the country. We have a housing and market development program, which he was very, very excited about, because there we just want to support and align with all the other housing development programs in government and see how we can bring that closer to the people. And lastly, obviously, is the sports development program, which got him very excited because this is on, I think, page 72 or so of the Renewed Hope Manifesto. And for us, what we're trying to do there is to use sports as a cornerstone for empowerment and unification in the region. Because I recall when I listen to stories from my mom and my parents, they talk about in Nigeria where it didn't matter who was in your class. You didn't even, there was a Abdul, a Kemi, and a Kene, all within the same class. So for us, what we're trying to do with sports is to build a thriving sports economy there, working closely with the states, so that then becomes the center for sporting excellence. And you have people from different parts of the country coming into the region, going to the private schools and public school system, because there's a stronger opportunity for them to benefit from sports.
That's great. But now, very briefly, what did the president tell you?
No, Mr. President, said he was excited with what we were doing, but also asked that we commence implementation like yesterday and commence the rollout of our plans very quickly. That he will, Mr. President is an avid reader, so he said all the documents that were shared, he will read, he will take my number, and he will reach out to us for clarifications on 1 or 2 matters. And there are some very interesting things that we also presented that he has given his verbal approval to, but I'll wait for obviously the office to formally announce those things to Nigerians. But I think the Southeasterners will be getting perhaps one of the big announcements that hadn't been done perhaps since the 60s, something that will catalyze the rail sector and the industrialization space within the Southeast, all approved by Mr. President. But he will be announcing that on his own time.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you.